And your opening statement, the simple word, well, it's bankruptcy. it's spot on, really, isn't it? It's a short answer to a long question, but it's pretty much where it ends. So what do people do? What do people do if that moment is getting closer when the banks won't have their money anymore? What should they be do? We seem to come back to the same questions, but gold, silver, what's the role? How do you prepare? What should they be doing?
Well, you want to get out of the system. I do want to add to that opening statement that as interest rates have risen, bond prices have dropped. And understand that the entire system, the foundation for the entire financial system is debt. So what they're doing is they're hollowing out the foundation itself. You've got banks, you've got brokers, you've got, and especially insurance companies are holding all of this debt that is devaluing. It's well below par now. You have some bonds that are trading at 70, 80 cents on the dollar. So what that's done is it's made the foundation weaker and weaker, while at the same time they're adding more and more debt onto the system. So it's a double whammy. The foundation is weakening, yet the debt load itself on top is getting heavier. As far as getting out of the system or what to do, you want to become as self-reliant as you possibly can. You need to have the mindset that there's going to be a 2-week period of time, or 2 months, or 6 months. I have no idea how long once this thing goes down, how long it will take to reboot, but there will be a period of time where if you need to dial 911, nobody's going to pick up the phone, because when the financial system goes down, when credit is unavailable, the system itself will not operate. Credit is used in every single entity. Credit is used for every application, anything you touch, anything you do every single day. Nothing will work without credit. So just understand that there's going to be a point in time where you're going to have to go it alone. And when I say go it alone, you may not have clean water. You may not have electricity. 99.9% chance will not be able to go to a grocery store and procure food. Can you go to a farmer? Yeah, you can go to a farmer, but you're going to have to do that locally, and you're going to have something to barter with that farmer. So you want to get yourself, your physical self, as self-reliant as you possibly can, and you want to protect your capital, and the way to do that is to get it out of the system. If you hold stocks, have the stock certificates issued and ordered out to you. That way you hold the certificate in hand. If you have a big balance in the bank, you don't want a big balance in the bank. Banks, the FDIC since 2014 has language written in their charter now where they're not going to do bailouts, they're going to do bail-ins. And what that means is they're going to take some of your money to cover the bank's losses. So you don't want people or entities between you and your money.
It makes absolute sense. And I love the word self-reliance. It's one I use a lot. It's difficult to be self-reliant on all things, but you need to ideally also position in communities where other people are practicing that degree of self-reliance so that you can cooperate as well to plug some of the holes where you might have. I mean, we can't all be doctors and surgeons for emergency medical aid either. But if you're in an awakened community that have a similar value set and see the same things, there's a way for you to organize as well that could actually have quite a good existence and actually see out what's going to be almost feels like a grid down and a money down and a telecoms down and a everything down potential period. You have to prepare as if all networks that you rely on will be disabled for a while. Would you concur with that?
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And when I say self-reliance, I'm talking about everything, your entire lifestyle. And I've actually suggested to people one way to find out if you have a plan that's going to work is go home on a Friday night and turn everything off. Turn your water off. Turn your electricity off. Turn your internet off, because I mean, internet's not going to work. Live like a caveman for a weekend and find out where the holes in your plan is or are.
There's nothing. I mean, the military does drills for a reason, and many people will point out that many false flags attacks are started in lieu of drills or preparation before. There's nothing like finding out by testing first, and that's a very sound approach as well. Currency and money. Is gold and silver the only solution for you, Bill, or are you tempted by the blockchain digitization aspect of the new world order money they seem to be seducing us with as well?
Well, blockchain is obviously going to come. That's where the governments want it to go. Yeah. And just understand that with the central bank digital currencies, that is, it's a way to enslave the population. For instance, the conversation you and I are having today would get our accounts shut off. And they have the ability to do that with a central bank digital currency. So it's important to not have, to have something other than a digital currency that you'll be able to rely on, use, spend, trade, barter, what have you. Just understand that with gold and silver, they cannot bankrupt. And the problem today is the world is going through a bankruptcy. And when all is said and done, we're going to look back and say, holy cow, governments went bankrupt and took the value of currencies with the bankruptcy of the governments. So the whole theory behind gold and silver, they're the only monies on the planet that cannot bankrupt in a bankrupting world.